actually. All right, so have a few service calls today, so I figured I'd kind of make a bit of a video on all of them together, because it doesn't seem like potentially any of them will be full videos. But anyway, I'll chuck them all together. So this is the first one. This is a Fujitsu Multi head, runs 2 rooms, and they were saying that it was flashing at them, so I've actually been down to the room to see what it is. I'll put that footage up now. But basically it's flashing, saying that there's a compressor temperature issue. So we'll jump into that. Basically, I assume that there's going to be a thermistor on the compressor here. First thing we'll probably check that. But yeah, looks like it could be a really lovely day actually. For anyone wondering, oh, get in there. That's our model number. All right. Actually, the first thing I'll do is I'll actually have a look and see if there is a compressor thermistor. Boom, so right there, compressor thermistor. So either this compressor is getting red hot or that compressor thermistor is reading out. It looks like evidence of rats too. There's my thermistor in there. Follow that back and I'll take a reading off the board. Got to work out what the resistance should be for the temperature. So I've pulled it out to have a look, and it does kind of look like it is damaged now. Like it almost does seem like it's melted. I mean, there's not like, I'm looking at the compressor and usually you can kind of see signs of like discoloration on stickers and shit, and it doesn't look like it's that bad. So we'll test this. I'd hazard a guess this is going to be reading out. Now, like I said, whether or not that's caused by the compressor being really hot, we'll see if we can actually get this thing up and running, and then we'll be able to test, like I'll be able to, physically feel the compressor getting hot. But either way, it looks like this will need to be replaced. Well, I'll be damned, eh? There you go. I mean, there is always the possibility that the board is sending the incorrect voltage to the thermistor, or, like I said, the compressor is actually getting that hot. So, because access is basically garbage under there, I should be able to go off these 2 prongs here. It says comp there, and get the DC volts going through that thermistor, just to correct. Make sure it's correct. I think it said it was like 0.47 or something like that. So. Bastard. So because these ones are a pain in the ass, I had to unscrew the 2 screws there and gently kind of like lever that out, and I could just get this one in here because it's slightly smaller. So now I can get the probe on. So system's just turned on, but that fan doesn't sound very good. Sounds like a pretty bad bearing noise going on in there. So I mean, we've got one right next to us so we can compare. A lot quieter. Anyway, we'll see what these voltages are. I don't know if I'll be able to catch it on camera, but every now and then it sounds like it's dropping voltage, like it's spinning and then it kind of slows down and picks back up again. See if we can catch it. So I'm testing the output from the board, 381 volts, which is good. I'm just going to see if when that fan dips, it's dropping voltage, or if it's something just to do with the fan. I probably should say I did test the compressor voltage, and that was fine too. I don't know if you heard that, but the fan just dipped and my voltage didn't drop. Let's see if we can catch it again. Naturally, I couldn't catch it on camera. Anyway, there's definitely an issue with that fan. It just keeps kind of like dropping. It sounded like it's dropping voltage, but it's not. And it's got quite a bad bearing noise, so I think we'll go down the path to replacing that. Currently, this thing's working nicely. Annoyingly, my thermistor ran out of batteries as I was using it, naturally. So I've just kind of been touching the compressor just to see if it's getting hot, and it's not at all. No, it's not at all. So you can see my head pressure is incredibly low. I just went down and checked the temp of the coil. Not that I thought it'd be any different, but I'll put the footage up now. You can see it's pretty low as well. So this thing's low on refrigerant as well, man. Both of these, I've set both of the rooms to run in heating at 28. I can hear the frequency of the compressor has gone up, but it's still reading, what, 22, 23 degrees condensing temp. So that's not good. Also, just quickly, I did touch the head of the compressor just before, and it is red hot. So no refrigerant, no cooling for the compressor. So I packed up from that one now. Basically what I'll do is I'll quote, actually no, not quite, I think we've got a pre-approved limit or something, but we'll replace that fan motor, go back and do a leak test and report. But anyway, now we're at the next site and we'll go to the next one. And this is our condenser here. Didn't actually realise it was a VRV, so that's pretty cool. Means I might be able to plug in the maintenance tool. Basically, this is a job that our mech team did. It's an apartment complex, so they did all these installs. It's 4 bulkheads. The issue is that it just doesn't seem to be working correctly. Now I've popped upstairs and I've bumped them all up onto heating to 30 just to get this thing to really ramp up. And I'm going to plug in the tool and we can monitor all the data and see if we can see any issues. I'm not as well versed with the Daikin one as I am with the Mitsubishi one. I've been plugging the Mitsubishi one in yeah, quite a lot recently, so I'm pretty familiar with it, but I'm pretty sure I've got it up and, well, looking for the system now anyway. Anyway, hopefully we'll find all the data. So it has found them, but classic VRV install thingy, no ANET addresses. So I'm probably gonna go change that, to be honest, because there is only 4 heads. So data's now displayed, but while I'll just let that run for a while, I'm gonna go change the ANET addresses. It's been running for maybe, 35, 40 minutes now, which is usually, I try to leave it for as long as I can before I start actually reading too much into what I'm seeing. Not that I'm an expert at this stuff, but I just kind of notice that if I look at it straight away from what it's doing when it first starts up to when it's, half an hour in, it's completely different. Anyway, but from what I'm seeing, to be honest with you, nothing's standing out and looking too bad. So I've kind of been monitoring the indoor units. So where are we? Sorry, I'm still, like I said, I'm not really 100% up on this one, but you've got see pulses here, 240. You've got good indoor, so that's our gas side of our indoor, so 54 degrees, and liquid side of our indoor, 36 degrees. It's looking pretty good. And this is our BRC thermostat, so I've got them set to 30. But if we go back over here, and I can kind of scroll back and, I can't, anyway, you'll see, like, it's steadily getting hotter and hotter in all of these rooms. So that's for indoor unit 1, 2 and 3. Where are we? Are the same, so 23.9, 25.2. Everything's looking pretty good here, to be honest. I'll keep monitoring, but if anything pops up, I'll let you know. I've got to go find out. So what he was saying was that he thought that it would start up, blow out some hot air, and then turn off. Now I've got to work out if this was just happening in the mornings, because if it is happening in the mornings, potentially it could just be a system going into a defrost, because it's pretty chilly here in the mornings now. So it turns on, gets cold, turns off, de-ices. I've got to go find out some more information anyway, so I'll let you know. Yeah, this system's working nicely, eh? So that space temp up there is quite warm, getting 45 to 50, 55 degree air off the indoors. Like I said, they're just bulkhead systems, man. So yeah, it is working beautifully. Yeah, so that one was basically the fans would stop when it would go into defrost. Like I said, it's pretty chilly in the mornings here now. So he was just noticing, he wanted to know a lot of information, I'll put it that way. But basically, yeah, it was just going into a defrost. The fans would shut down. Yeah, like I said, the issue was happening in the morning, so that was caused the issue. It was nice to be able to plug in the Daikin tool. I think that's like the 3rd time I've been able to plug it in since I bought it. So anyway, we'll head off to our next one, which I think is a drinks fridge. at a gym not working properly. So I'll see you there. So I've come out to this one now. The call was that they just wanted to check temperatures or something. It was kind of a bit vague, so I didn't really know what was going on. So the fridge is actually down to temperature, but they kind of just wanted to go over it because apparently some of the drinks, there was like a milky-based protein drink or something that was a bit gluggy. So they want us to kind of go over it. First thing is that the coil is obviously filthy because it's a scope upright fridge. The condenser's on the top. These things never get cleaned. The issue with this place is though that they've obviously got fire alarms, but because it's a part of a massive complex, they don't have access to turn them off. And from memory, the last time I went looking here, no one knew how to do it. So you had to try to go through center management, and it was just an absolute fucking nightmare. So what I'm going to try to do, same thing I did the last time, was I use my blower and I try to catch as much of the dust as I can with the smoke alarms. The other issue is that there's like 3 or 4 in the one fucking area. So I don't have that many bags in the end of the day. So I'm going to just do it nice and slow just to make sure we can try and get some of the dust out. This is the coil here. It's kind of hard to see. Looks like someone has kind of gone over it with a brush on the outside, but typically it kind of gets stuck right down there in the middle. Probably can't pick that up that well on camera, but anyway, it's plugged in there. Yeah, no, I'm panicking, so I'm going to cover them all. Makeshift fucking protector, I guess. All right, wish me luck. So probed up, you can actually see my pressure's actually looking pretty good, and the amount of heat that this thing's pulling out now doesn't feel like a bloody furnace. Usually it's a pretty good indicator that something's blocked up, is you can just feel heat radiating out, whereas now it actually feels pretty decent. So yeah, we'll keep monitoring this, but I'm pretty happy the compressor's cooling down now as well. It was red hot and I can actually touch it for longer than 2 seconds now. Well, it works. All packed up on that one now as well. Yeah, look, I reckon, like I said, we were just kind of out here to make sure that it was operating correctly, I guess, and it was. So I'm pretty confident with that. I just told them to monitor it and let us know if it happens again. But yeah, it was all looking pretty good in there.